back to Taz's Wig Closet. This is Taz. Today's the day where we're going to go through the full review of this Uniwigs Hanna Human Hair Wig in the color Almond Frost. If you haven't caught my review from yesterday, be sure to do that because we do an unboxing of this wig. I had not seen it until you had seen it right on camera. And then we also talk a little bit about human hair, and also I show you how to trim the lace because when the lace came on this one, it was uncut. I've worn Hanna now for about 15-20 minutes. I did go ahead and comb it out with a wide tooth comb, and I can tell you that it feels very luxurious. I feel very pampered in this style, and I'm really convinced that if you can afford to have at least one human hair wig in your wig wardrobe, it's just going to be a very special experience for you. So let's go ahead and go through some of the specs for Hanna. Now I do know that from the crown to the tip of the back is about 22 inches, and I'm going to guess on some of the other measurements. I think we're probably looking at a 9 to 10 inch layer here around the face, and then maybe some other soft layering here on the sides. So this wig does come pre-styled and pre-cut. So it came in these really soft curling iron curls all throughout, but I kind of brushed them out in the back because the way they were sitting in the box, they looked really separated. And I wanted to brush them out to see what they look like in all of their glory. So I can tell you that it's just an amazing feeling wig. So let's talk about these fibers. So you know the Remy Human Hair, the 100% Remy Human Hair does have all the cuticle intact. And because of that, it's going to move very naturally, like regular natural hair, and it's going to have a beautiful feeling to it. Also, because the cuticle is intact, we're going to get a much more uniform movement, and we're going to see where it's going to tangle a lot less than if it didn't have a cuticle intact. So Hanna has a temple to temple lace front, and it has a full monofilament top, as well as completely hand-tied cap. And in my review yesterday, we do take an in-depth look at the inside of this cap. Let's get up close on this lace front today. So we are going to, a little bit later in this review, I'm going to show you what I did to create a very natural looking lace front. Now remember, yesterday we went through the trimming of the lace front, and today we're going to actually talk about how to make a lace front look a little more natural. And then you have your full monofilament top. I did not alter this part at all. It came with the part just left of center, and that's how I prefer to wear mine. And actually the curl pattern that they put in it is really conducive to that left of center part. But you can part it anywhere you want. Now, one of the nice parts about a human hair wig is that you can change up the style all of the time. But the downside is that you will constantly have to style it in order to wear it. A lot of times what will happen is with a human hair wig, it's natural fibers, so you are going to be subject to some of the weather changes. So if you live in a high heat or high humidity climate, or possibly get caught out in the rain or the snow, your style is going to fall, and you're going to have to continue to restyle it. One thing you're going to notice on a human hair wig is that there's no unnatural kind of plasticky shine like sometimes you can find on a synthetic, especially with this higher quality Remy hair with the cuticle intact. It just has a very natural, healthy sheen to it. Let's take a look at this color though, this Almond Frost. It's a medium to deeper honey base color with some very pale ash blonde highlighting. And then all of that is on what they call a medium brown root, but you know, it's very well done. It's not brassy. It's very natural in appearance. With human hair, it just seems like the pigments take a little bit differently. So the colors are a little more muted in their appearance compared to a synthetic style. Now, I do compare this color to the JON RENAU of Paris Sugarcane R. So let's go ahead and take a look at that next to the Almond Frost. I have my Noriko Jade in here and the color Sugarcane R. So right away you can see the difference between the shine levels on these two colors. The Sugarcane R is the same kind of a color blend. You've got that medium to dark honey with some ash blonde highlighting. But you can definitely tell the difference in the sheen. And as we went through some of the advantages of having a human hair wig in my previous video, you can change the color of the wig or add a little bit of dye or color pigment. Just have to be careful. They really do advise against bleaching. Fronts that are kind of made for the masses. They're meant to give people all kinds of different options because we don't all have the same tastes and preferences. So on this particular lace front, and we also trimmed this lace front in the last video, it still can probably use a little bit of technique to get it to look a little more natural. The first thing I'm going to do is pluck. Now, because that lace front was kind of made for everyone and meant to be trimmed and customized, I am going to pluck out some hair at the mouth of that part just to make it look a little more natural. I may also go back into the how I've parted it against the monofilament top. So when you are removing some of the knots with the tweezers, get up as close as you can to that lace front, grab the knot and pull it straight out, yank it straight out. You want to be as gentle as possible. You don't want to rip or fray that lace. But once you do, and I've done that here, it'll give you a little bit more natural look there at the mouth of that part. So I want to give you some ideas and give you a couple of options here. One option is to use some liquid concealer. Now I'm not going to do that. That's not my favorite option to use. But what you can do is you can just dab in a little bit of liquid concealer both under and over the lace. So put it under, kind of tap it in, let it dry for a couple of seconds, apply the wig. Once you have everything secure and you're ready, you can dab in some right there at the mouth of the part. And that will give it just a more of a flesh tone, a really beautiful look. What I prefer to do, however, is use the eyeshadow method. And I've been able to create fake parts. You can put in rooting. There's a lot you can do with eyeshadow. So in this particular palette, I'm going to use the flesh tone called Super Mom. This is in a Tarte palette. So I would just kind of dab my brush into that eyeshadow. And this is very difficult again in the camera. So you can see by just dabbing in some eyeshadow at the mouth of that part, I got a more natural look. You can use some lighter color just to kind of enhance that part line a little bit. And like I said, you could continue your plucking all the way up through that part and even use some concealer or some foundation, just some regular makeup foundation makeup to enhance that part. So that actually works really well for me, and I get to preserve my little widow's